Quick partygoers, it's Lisa. I just had a question about how to make sure that you have the right size wrap for your nail so that you are not getting anything stuck to your skin or your cuticle, because of course you only want your wrap stuck to the nail surface or they won't bond properly. So that was a great question, and there are a couple of different reasons why you might have the wrong size. One is these all Jamberries come on a clear backing, so it's pretty easy to just hold that up to your nail and then just bend it a little bit and then just make sure that you have the right size. See if it's going to fit into all your creases. And then if that still doesn't work, if you still are kind of overestimating your size, there's also another little trick that I can show you. First, just make sure, double sure, that you take a cuticle pusher or an orange stick, the flat end of the orange stick, and just push your cuticles back, because I even still sometimes forget that step, and it's very important. Not just right here on the cuticle, but also around the sides as well, because I find that if I give it a good push all the way around, that not only helps the wrap to stick better and last longer, but it also helps it conform to the shape of the wrap a little bit better too. And if you find that your cuticles have what you call an invisible cuticle, which is silly because you can still see it, so it's not really invisible, but if you are getting that little extra really thin layer of cuticle that's still kind of riding up, you can use a little bit of cuticle oil or cuticle remover to get that off. And cuticle remover it's not painful at all. It sounds painful, but it's not. So anyway, yeah, just make sure your cuticles are completely out of the way. And then what you want to do to measure your nail is you're going to take a little bit of Scotch tape, just regular clear sticky tape, and put a little bit on the nail that you're going to use. Ooh, this one's stuck on there. Okay, just pretend that my nails are naked, because I don't really want to take off these fabulous wraps yet. They're only a week old. So what I'm going to do is stick it on my supposedly naked nail with my cuticles pushed beautifully back. And hopefully that is focused, because it is really hard to get this thing to focus when I'm always moving. And I apologize for that, because it's probably very annoying. But then you're going to take a pen, and over the sticky tape you're just going to draw a line around where your nail is. So you're just making kind of a little template. And then once you have your nail measured, you're going to you're not going to be wearing a wrap at the time, but I have to very carefully peel that off. And then that gives me the perfect stencil for my nail. As you can see, it's kind of a weird line, but that's how big my nail is. So if I want it to fit perfectly, all I do is then I just take my sheet of wraps and I measure that over the top just to see which one I need to use. And it's okay if the wrap that you pick out for your nail has just a slight margin around it, because nobody's gonna grab your hand and go, oh my gosh, there's a strip of nail showing. It really, I mean, the overall effect, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect, and that's what I like about it, because I never do my nails 100% perfectly, but they still look pretty darn fabulous, I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna take my stencil, I'm gonna put it over, so this one looks like it's gonna be too small for a thumb. So what I'm gonna do is go to the next one until I find that perfect fit, and then I'm just gonna rest that along the little edge where the cuticle goes, and that way I know exactly how wide that needs to be. So this wrap, just as it is going to be perfect for my thumb, because you can see how the line matches perfectly. You may get down on a sheet of wraps to where you don't have the perfect size anymore because you've used so many of them. That happens to me. And so I'm going to show you, I've got one that's really cut down because I've used it for a long time. This is probably one of the first ones I ever bought. I love it. It's retired now. I'm wearing it now, actually. And this is after I've pulled 5 manicures off the sheet, but I still have a couple left. And I do want to do a thumb, but I just have this big one for toes left. So that's why the stencil is perfect then, because I can just set that right on top of there. And then I can see where it's going to be too big, and then I just take my scissors and I trim around that line. And then I'll know exactly that it's the perfect size for this nail. So I hope that answers your question, and feel free to keep posting more questions, and we are going to have so much fun, you guys. I'm excited.